YouTube, what's good? What's up? Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Shout out to my audience, man. And I appreciate you for tuning in with me, man. I appreciate you for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, shout out to my homie Baz, man. Shout out to my homie Pistol Prince, man. And to the rest of my subscribers, man, I'ma definitely hit you with this delivery, as I promise, to continue on to keep dropping these. You know what I'm saying? I go by the name of No Face the Rambler. And if you're new to my channel and you definitely like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button, man. And make sure you hit that notifications button so you can get all these notifications when I upload new shit. You know what I'm saying? And with this video right here, man, this is a request from a lot of my subscribers, man, and my audience that definitely hit me up in the comment section of my uploads. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of them ask, so No Face, man, you know, like, man, well, what's going on with you, man? Why you have such admiration for California, man? I mean, you know, you a New York nigga, man. Well, why the fuck are you always bigging up Los Angeles, man? Why you bigging up California, man, like you from there? You know what I'm saying? You ain't from there, No Face. No Face, man, you from New York, you know what I'm saying? Well, my response to that is this, man. Yes, I am Brooklyn born, Long Island raised, man. New York to the heart, New York to the death, and that's what it's always going to be with me, man. No matter what, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I always give LA props. I always give LA props, you know what I'm saying? And in this video, I'm going to break down my admiration, why I applaud and I salute Los Angeles, California, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some Henny near you, or you got some clear, you know what I mean, some absolute, some Tanqueray, man, whatever you sipping on, and you got your little blunt, you know what I'm saying, or your joint or your spliff near you, man, just inhale, exhale, and take a sip to this shit, you know what I'm saying? Really though, I'm about to drop it on you like this, man. You know, me, No Face the Rambler, man, being born in Brooklyn, New York, man, raised in Long Island. I noticed with the Afro-American culture that I was surrounded by was heavily weeded out and brushed out by the influx of Jamaicans and Haitians and various other Afro-Caribbean individuals that migrated to my neighborhood and basically migrated to my city, you know what I'm saying? And though hip-hop started in New York, and hip-hop definitely dominated the airwaves in New York, and being where I'm from, in Long Island, we had a lot of hip-hop royalty, such as Rakim, EPMD, Public Enemy, Method Man, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Keith Murray. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. For the most parts, our house parties and our block parties in New York and LA particularly were dominated by reggae music. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, but just me growing up as a young child, man, and as a youth, with that culture and that lifestyle, as far as the Caribbean lifestyle, and you know, Jamaican and everything coming from the islands, the West Indies or whatever, me personally, man, I couldn't relate to it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't relate to it. We spoke English, but we didn't speak the same English. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of Jamaican friends. I got a lot of Haitians friends. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to all of them, man. But like I said, we spoke different language, man. And it was nothing that I could really relate to. So for my teen years, man, you know, I got offered a chance to live out in California, man, with my aunt. And I've always done the knowledge to California, man. As a New Yorker and as a teenager, you know, growing up and as a kid, man, I was definitely in tune with gangster rap. I was definitely in tune with the Hollywood scene and things of that nature. And I was definitely in tune with the culture out there. You know what I'm saying? And from the TV screen, I felt drawn and connected to it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if I could relate to it. And when I had the chance to actually go reside out in California, man, I felt right at home. I felt amongst my own people. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was strictly African American culture. You know, granted, you had the Crips, the Bloods, and various other gangs, but at the end of the day, man, a lot of black individuals that I ran across were African American, just like me, and it was something I can identify with. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first reason why I admired California and why I had deep respect for Californians, because it was something I could relate to as far as the African American culture. I felt right at home, you know what I'm saying? Number two, you know, I really wasn't one to glorify the gang world as far as Bloods, Crips, and all that out there, as far as the street ethic. What really intrigued me about California was the response due to the Rodney King verdict. That just really blew me out my seat, you know what I'm saying? I was 11 years old when that happened. I was just like, wow, son, like damn, like those brothers are righteous, you know what I'm saying? The response from the Rodney King verdict, how they tore LA apart, man, within a certain section, and how that unity, that bond, and that love between the black community resonated in me. And I was all the way on the East Coast, but I felt it, you know what I'm saying? And I loved and I embraced that. And I fell in love with the fact that the brothers and sisters out there into the black communities in Los Angeles, man, definitely lived by a certain code. When they were being harmed by police or racism came into play, they banded together and they held shit down. And I really admired the brothers and sisters in Los Angeles over that fact. To me, that was really dear to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got it popping. They got it popping, you know what I'm saying? And with that assessment, man, it seemed like them brothers and sisters in California, and particularly in Los Angeles, had the tone set as far as, like, you know, the system, white supremacy, a racist society, a racist judicial system. You keep poking us, we're gonna poke back and fuck some shit up. And I seen that tone of revolutionary. I seen that tone of militancy. I seen that and I loved and I embraced that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that resonated in me. And like I said, I was on the other side of the map, you know what I mean? But I was feeling that shit. And that tone was so set, man, that a few years later, after the Rodney King riots, man, you had the OJ verdict, in which I believe in my heart to this day that OJ was found not guilty, because deep down, the white supremacy society and the system, they didn't want to relive and rehash another 1992 LA riots. You know what I'm saying? Because that tone was set, and again, those brothers was out, sisters was out there ready to tear some shit up. You know what I'm saying? So my love and infatuation for LA, man, was definitely the fact that it was a black unity out there. It was black love. It was togetherness, man, and it was a culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's why for me, man, that's why for me, I was always infatuated, and I always celebrated Los Angeles for that. And that's why to this day I'm still drawn there, because in the midst of those brothers and sisters out there doing what they're doing, as far as their gang lifestyle, as far as the drug trade, as far as whatever they're doing to get by day to day, at the end of the day, they still know that they're brothers and sisters. And that spirit of revolutionary and that spirit of militancy still springs up amongst them when they're wrong. And I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? I definitely salute that. And in fact, me personally, I think every urban city in America need to duplicate what LA do. You know what I'm saying? When it gets down to the fact that injustices are happening, especially amongst the black community. Especially amongst the black community. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers in LA and those sisters in LA, man, they rise up and they bang for the occasion, and I definitely salute that. And you know, the media is always one-sided, man. You know, it was this bogus thing going around talking about it was a race war out in California, as far as with you know, the Mexicans and blacks, and that really wasn't so. It was more or less of a gang situation, but the way the media was trying to portray it was basically like, you know, the Mexican gangs were basically fucking up the blacks, and that's just what it was. And outside of the media source, when you are in contact with the streets of LA, you find out it's the complete opposite. That certain Serrano street gangs have beef with the East Coast Crips, which is a predominantly African American gang, and the East Coast Crips are getting in their ass. They getting in their ass. And the East Coast Crips also have dropped certain beefs with certain other sets, and particularly their main opposition, the Bloods, and they join forces and they banging on these Serranos, man. They definitely a force to be reckoned with, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I think, you know, every urban city in America needs to duplicate and needs to emulate that pattern. Because as far as what I can see, when it comes for black militancy and the street shit, and black revolutionary and the street shit, LA always stands up, man. LA always comes up to the forefront. Me being a New Yorkers myself, man, like I said, you know, with the murder of Sean Bell, and you know, these trigger happy cops out here just offing motherfuckers because they feel like it, and there's no response, man. No response. You know what I'm saying? New York being the biggest city in the United States and the third biggest city in the world are just running around here marching and shit, man. A half ain't even in tune. You know what I'm saying? Half ain't even in tune. And it's a big conscious community out here. And you would think that if something like that would have popped into regards with the African American community, that the pushback would be a great response, like how those brothers and sisters in LA do. But it's not. And it's weird because LA doesn't have a strong, conscious, enlightened community out there. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of their slumber, in the midst of the brothers and sisters who are out there just doing whatever, when it's time to ride for a righteous cause, when it's time to stand up and defend the black community, those brothers and sisters of LA, they get down and they step. And again, that's why I said I salute LA. And that's why I admire LA. You know what I'm saying? This is No Face the Rambler, man. And I'm signing out, you know what I'm saying? It's 2018, headed to years and years and years and years of this, yo. It's pro love and no love, man. Y'all stay swift in the way out there. Y'all stay up, man. Peace. Peace.